We keep hearing more and more about car theft, or at least attempted robberies, and some of the top most stolen cars in Canada are seeing their insurance rates rising. Let's bring in Daniel Evans, licensed insurance broker at rates.ca. Daniel, thanks very much for joining us. Let's get into it. I think we can show some of these cars that are particularly stolen, popular among thieves. I noticed the Honda CR-V, one of the best-selling models in the country, often stolen. The Lexus RX, a fancy SUV, and the Ford 150, the best-selling vehicle. So these are frequently stolen.
Yeah, top of the list, we're seeing mostly SUVs, pickup trucks being stolen at a much higher rate than we've seen before.
So it is a problem that's growing?
Definitely seems to be a growing problem, especially back in 2022, where, Canadian Underwriter observed that the auto industry lost over $1 billion countrywide due to vehicle thefts, $700 million in Ontario alone. And due to those higher and disproportionate losses, insurance companies have, in a lot of cases, had to either take on rate increases altogether, or at least in some cases with just some specific coverages like comprehensive coverage, which covers your theft as well as fire and vandalism.
So apparently obviously rates vary according to your age and stuff, but for a 35-year-old male trying to cover a CR-V in Toronto, you saw an increase of 26% on the rates.
Overall, absolutely. We're seeing overall rate increases across the board, and we have been for quite some time now. Specifically with respect to thefts and increases as a result of thefts, we're seeing a small minority of companies right now taking on additional surcharges for high theft vehicles at least start. However, consumers still have a lot of control over this because most of these companies that are giving these surcharges for these high theft vehicles are giving consumers the option to get their money back or to avoid the surcharge altogether by installing an anti-theft system, or in some cases getting a steering wheel lock, taking additional preventative measures.
That's interesting. So a steering wheel lock. I suppose anything that slows the thief down is going to be good.
Every company is going to have a different perspective. Some are okay with the steering wheel lock as a method to save that $500 surcharge. Others require the tag anti-theft system. Then, of course, there's still a lot of companies out there that aren't surcharging these vehicles yet.
It's organized crime that does it, though. It's not just youths or young troublemakers.
Yeah, especially lately, organized crime's presented a huge challenge. We had a big parts shortage in the auto industry back in 2022. We saw the cost of used cars going up, the demand for new cars through the roof, and the wait lists very long. And as a result of that, we've started to see a lot more thefts. Organized crime, what's happening is syndicates are identifying these vehicles, usually at commercial establishments or in mall parking lots. They're tagging them or watching them, waiting for the consumer to drive them home. And then at the end, under the cover of night, they're stealing these vehicles and storing them temporarily in an underground parking lot, at a mall, for example. And after it falls off radars for a few days, they'll get it into a shipping container and ship it overseas, which is why Ontario specifically is seeing these big increases. Same with Quebec, out in eastern Canada. All the port cities basically are some of the most vulnerable cities for international criminal syndicates.
I find, couldn't car makers do more here? Because our cars are basically computers on wheels. Why can't they make it impossible to steal the cars?
Hard to say. Wish I was an automotive expert in that respect, because it would be nice to see some changes coming down the pipeline, auto manufacturers being more proactive here. But what they can do and how they can do it, that's got to be a tricky one.
Yeah, I see one headline here in the New York Times. Kia and Hyundai helped enable a crime wave. They should pay for it because some car makers have come under fire here for not making it more difficult. Are there regional trends here? Has your research picked that up? I'm guessing, are cities worse? I'm guessing they would be.
You can imagine that, yes, of course, in more urban areas, you're going to have a lot more volume, both of people, of desirable vehicles, and of course, of criminal elements.
It's interesting as well. Apparently, one recommendation is that you park your car in a well-lit area. I suppose it seems obvious, but if you are lucky enough to have private parking space, put in some lights, maybe.
It's For insurance, it's one of the cheapest and the most effective theft deterrents. Criminals don't like to be seen committing crimes. And so if you don't have a garage that you can park your vehicle and keeping it in a well-lit area, and more specifically, keeping contents outside of your vehicle that might draw attention or unwanted attention, also a very important thing to keep in the back of your mind as a consumer to avoid auto thefts in general.
I suppose a lot of us tend to just leave our keys out lying around in the house, and sometimes the criminals break into the house to get the keys, don't they?
Yeah, and a lot of these keys too these days are computer programmed, and technology does exist within some criminal syndicates to figure out how to get the programming from those keys from even a distance. So it's important to keep those keys locked away somewhere safe, but even when they're in the house.
You can get a thing apparently called a Faraday wallet, I guess named after the scientists, that will block spying like that, electronic spying.
Absolutely, and if your car is not only on this list, but vulnerable from that perspective as well, not a bad idea at all.
Anecdotally, sometimes the thieves will steal a car and then they'll drive it to an underground parking lot and leave it for a while until the heat is off. And the cops can't be watching for every car all the time.
Correct, and this is where the tag anti-theft system comes into play, because as long as that vehicle is still in Canada, they'll be able to track it and locate it if it is parked in an underground parking lot or anywhere else for an extended period of time.